Bogota is very fortunate in being in one of the most beautiful countries that I've ever been in. And Bogota itself is a city halfway up a mountain, a very tall mountain, so perched practically on a shelf.
Ese sentimiento de mis padres, sumado a la formación de arquitecto, hace que tuviese siempre un sueño de hacer algún proyecto de envergadura y de un proyecto que impactara en la ciudad.
We had the luxury of having a client that was very clear on what his priorities were. His priorities were to create a fantastic public space at the base of the building. He also wanted a good piece of architecture.
Lo bello de la arquitectura es poder traer del pensamiento una idea, una fantasía, plasmarlo en un papel y después convertirlo en un espacio habitable, en un espacio donde la gente lo pueda deleitar.
The Atrio project is possibly the most innovative building for the last 20 years within Colombia context.
If a building becomes an icon, that's a privilege, that's a kind of extra. You know, what we aim to do is produce the best building for the needs of the client, but we also want to produce a building that contributes to the city. We very much believe that buildings have a responsibility to build the city.
We don't build in an abstract way. We don't do a sketch and then we find engineers and then we tell the client that that's what he's got.
The bracing and the nodes were a key detail for the project due to the construction interfaces, the quality of the architectural expression, and the vital role they play in the seismic performance.
Close collaboration between the architects, structural engineers and building services engineers to coordinate the disciplines has produced a highly optimized core layout and an integrated and space-efficient design for the office floors.
El espacio público es el sitio en donde todos somos iguales, en donde todos estamos en un sitio común sin diferenciar en nada entre unos y otros.
We think public space is incredibly valuable in Bogota. There is not a great deal of open space, and the client really wanted us to make a really fantastic open space for the citizens of Bogota. So we felt what we should try and do is minimize the footprint of the building on the site and really let the public space run into and through the buildings.
The cutbacks in the braced frame allow the public space to flow into and be connected to the tower. This was achieved by a careful arrangement of bracing and the concrete core to carry shear, whilst utilising 6-storey high megacolumns to resist overturning.
Careful design of canopies at the base of the building with the help of detailed advanced computational fluid dynamic comfort analysis ensures that the spaces are protected from wind and will allow the public to sit and enjoy the surroundings, taking full advantage of the temperature climate in Bogota.
The structural design of the tower is a development in the field of composite high-rise construction. It combines state-of-the-art seismic steelwork with the typical local concrete practice.
There is a connection, but it's a subtle connection between the mountains and the design. You don't go there, I think, and say, we will make a small mountain out of buildings, because they're totally different. It's a dialogue between the architecture, which is the man-made, and nature, and that in itself is very interesting. And we have broken up the building and the skyline specifically, which is what the mountain really affects.
To keep the floor plates open, the size of the core had to be minimised, and we developed a highly efficient lifting strategy using sky lobbies and shuttle lifts.
Lo que más me ha sorprendido es el haber podido crear, el haber podido organizar todo un equipo de gente de la envergadura y de la calidad de personas que son cada uno de los que están involucrados en este proyecto en las diferentes disciplinas.
This collaboration has led to improved practice in design and construction in our country.
This is a wonderful place with a wonderful client. So, and the more we work with them and the more we work in this place and the sense of place, the more exciting it gets. And that's why we work there. We work all around the world, and this is one of the most exciting jobs we've got in the office.